Alright, I hope everyone is having a good start to their new year, 2026. And I hope everyone has a solid plan coming to this new wholesome year. Well, if it's not wholesome for you guys, I hope somehow you get it settled. Alright, so I'm just gonna cut it short to the intro. So, if you guys have watched my very first video on how I'll be planning to trade XAU USD or Gold, the asset, you guys will definitely know. If you guys haven't watched it, go ahead and watch it. Alright, simple as that. Right, today I'm just gonna go through a really quick run through of the trades that I've taken, right? Based on the setup that I have always used. In fact, it's much clearer this year because after years of losing, I finally came up with steps of doing it the proper way and not just getting in and out, in and out, in and out at some random price area that just doesn't make sense, right? So without much else to say, I'm just gonna go do a quick run through. Alright, as you guys can see here, you guys can see it's my MetaTrader 5. It is not a funded account, it is a live account with IC Markets, and I am not sponsored. I've been with them for really long, since 2019, before COVID. So as you guys can see here, on the right side panel of the chart, on the right chart here, you guys can see that I took a couple of silly trades here, and then a couple of sell that went my way exactly as my plan, as per my setup. And then I did a couple of sell at the low, which is honestly quite foolish and quite stubborn, because what I essentially did was selling at a very low of the 4 hours, which is, yeah, not really that smart. Okay, so I've made quite a bit. I believe the account was around $120, and so I've managed to make about 800 that night on a Friday. So yeah. So essentially what I did was waiting for price to approach the higher time frame supply area, or the previous high right here. So when it was Asian session on the Friday, right, price was slowly making its way back up, and I did not enter because it's quite iffy. You don't just wanna enter, in the middle of nowhere. You will wanna wait for price to come to retest the previous high. So I had a few trade ideas. So one was to wait for price to have a really strong confirmation above this high. If I were to want to buy it up to the all-time high. But as you can see, candles started getting smaller, bullish candles, just didn't really have the strength. Bearish candles are getting stronger on the 15, right? This 15 kind of spooked me out, which was a mistake. My stop loss was not even close to where the 15 hit. I kind of got spooked out, as you can see on the right hand chart, and I decided to give it another shot. Don't doubt my setup, don't doubt my trade idea that I've waited for the whole day, right? It was only until New York that price started retracing back down to where it started going back up. Right? Simple as that. Number one, if price is in the middle of nowhere, let's say here, all you gotta do is just wait. Just wait for price to go to either levels, right? The lows or the high, doesn't matter. Just wait, sit on your hands, hold the trigger, alright? Hold off the trigger, right? So wait for price to come back up to retest any price sensitive area, which is in this case was, if you were to go up to the 1 hour, right smack here, 4400.9. Alright, and look at the reaction, a really strong reaction. And then what I did was, the moment price hit this level, I decided to go down to the 5 to look for entries. Or you can also do it on the 15, but you will get fake outs on the 15. Yes, 5 is much noisier, but it's on the 5 is much clearer. As you can see right here, you don't want to enter here. In fact, I entered here and price didn't even go too much of a drawdown and I got spooked. That's an issue. Self-confidence issue. No worries. We'll just keep going forward. Right, so what you want to do is go down to the lower time frame, preferably 5 minutes, to see if there's any clear signs for you enter, any clear signs of exhaustion of either the buys or the sell. In this case here, we do see a fatigue of bullish candles printing, right? Look at this. It went up, it went back down, and every bullish candles were countered with even stronger, equally stronger, if not stronger, bearish candles, right? Look at this. Up, failing to continue higher, and the bearish candles just kick in. Stronger. The rejection was stronger, right? So obviously you do not want to buy here. Obviously you do not want to buy here. Right? If you're a scalper, you can get, a couple of really good pips, 100 pips and all that, but I'm not a scalper, I'm prone to anxiety, so I'm gonna keep it really, really low stress, and I'm very patient for the trade to set up, right? So go on to the 5 minutes, look for clearer entry signals to enter. In this case, we do have a signal here, failing to break higher. So that's when I entered. I should have held my position, but I got spooked and I re-entered as soon as we see another rejection here. Now, I do not encourage any one of you guys to use the 1 minute because it's really noisy, and if you're not experienced, you will get spooked up. Stick to the 5 and wait for price to to reach the levels that you set on the 4 hours. That's what I did. Wait for price to reach the high time frame levels, go on down to the lower time frame 5 minute chart to look for entries. And so where do you take profit? It can be total pip amount, it can be total percentage amount, but for me, I'll just wait for it to hit the structures low. Now I was waiting for it to hit the extreme low, but I figured it's too late. It's probably gonna do, react to this level, which it did. Look at this. Look at this. About 200 pips. Alright? So this is where I took profit. Now I did a cheeky entry here, which was really risky. Instead of here, I should have entered somewhere here. But I do not want to, risk getting margin caught. And there was a couple of silly trades here, which was, didn't really eat in too much of my profits. Alright, so that's about it. So here's a quick recap of what I just went through. So wait for price to reach a higher time frame demand or supply area. It could be here, it could be here, here, and then based on that, you go down to the lower time frame, preferably 5 minutes, and you look for entries. Right? If you were to go to the 15, let's say if you were to go to the 1 hour, I mean, on hindsight you can say, oh, you will take a sell if it breaks the low here, but it's not really that clear. Or you will take a sell with these 30-minute closers or the 15. But sometimes I love to be early, right? So you go down to the lower time frame to look for entries. Fatigue of either buyers, right? And then you take in profit. You can either take profit pips wise, percentage wise, or intraday structure wise, which is for me intraday structure wise, right? So that's about it. I hope you guys have a really good weekend. I hope you guys have a awesome Saturday. So if you guys want daily insights, daily trade ideas, you guys can hit my Telegram. I do give them out maybe every day now and then. Yeah, so if you guys do enjoy this video and you guys want more run through of trades that I've taken, you guys can like this video, subscribe, hit the bell icon for more videos, and I see you guys in the next one.